My biggest concern for you with wearing shoes inside your house is actually how it impacts your HVAC system. Hi, I'm Michael Rubino, indoor air quality expert, and I'm gonna share with you why you should not wear shoes inside your house. Did you know that a study done in Arizona showed that 421,000 units of bacteria were found on a single shoe sole? Yeah, incredible. You're out there walking in the world, you're stepping in dirt, you're stepping on pavement, you're stepping in potentially pet urine and pet poop and all kinds of gross things out there that are gonna actually equate to mold and bacteria entering your shoes. From there, if you were to then waltz back inside, every step you take inside your house, you are reverberating mold and bacteria across your entire house with each step that you take. It is super, super important to take your shoes off at the front door if you want to avoid all these different contaminants escaping and aerosolizing throughout your house. This isn't a danger just for your floors either. My biggest concern for you with wearing shoes inside your house is actually how it impacts your HVAC system. You see, if you didn't know this already, your HVAC system is designed to pull air into the HVAC system, remove the moisture from the air, condition that air, either make it hotter or colder, and then supply it back out into the environment. Now, most HVAC systems have what's called an evaporator coil. So, all these tiny little particles like mold and bacteria that I just brought inside my home from out in the world, I run the risk, if I continue to wear shoes on throughout my house, of those tiny particles aerosolizing, getting sucked into the HVAC system, contaminating the evaporator coil, and then essentially turning my HVAC system, your HVAC system, into a mold and bacteria factory where it can consistently create more and more particles as the organism germinates inside the evaporator coil. How do I know this? I happen to have tested thousands of evaporator coils. And to see the amount of mold that each evaporator coil can have, I mean, I'm talking things like black mold, toxigenic molds, molds that are capable of producing mycotoxins and making humans sick. All of these types of molds can be growing in an HVAC system, and you could be exacerbating that problem when you walk around your house with shoes on. And that's assuming you don't have even carpeting. If we take carpeting into this mix, it makes it even worse because those carpet fibers will hold on to mold and bacteria like a sponge. And guess what else it holds on to like a sponge? Moisture. So when the mold and bacteria get embedded into the carpet fibers and you have enough moisture to then enter into those carpet fibers, you will then be able to germinate mold and bacteria that's already now in the carpet from you walking around with your shoes on to be able to grow into organisms. What happens once mold and bacteria become full-blown organisms? Well, they reproduce rapidly. They'll constantly create new spores to be able to reproduce, to produce more bacteria and more mold. And I can tell you firsthand what happens when we're inhaling too many toxins, too many particles from these organisms. We start to feel sick. If you've ever gone away for a weekend and felt better when you were away and then felt worse when you got home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what you typically want to do is put an area rug, something washable, right by your front door. This is where guests can come in, take their shoes off, leave their shoes at the front door. This rug, once a week, goes right into the washing machine to remove mold, bacteria from the rug so that you can constantly reuse it and not have to worry about this. They also make plastic, metal, little mats where you could actually put the shoes on. And again, those are very easy to take over to the kitchen sink, wipe them down, clean them, and keep them clean. Creating this little safe zone around the front door of your house is the best way at controlling the amount of particles that are entering into your home from other people's shoes, including your own. All right, now once you have this little safe zone, just remember, this safe zone needs to be clean too. So when you're washing the rug or washing the door mat, you wanna obviously clean the space underneath it. There are gonna be some particles that do trap and settle to the floor. You wanna vacuum, mop them up, etc. Last but not least, clean your shoes regularly. You can absolutely wipe down the bottom of the soles with an antimicrobial disinfectant. Something even just with a little bit of soap and water would go a long way. You could also put your shoe in the washing machine, depending on the shoe and the type of shoe. And don't forget, if you've got, expensive leather shoes, bring them to the dry cleaner to be cleaned properly. Just remember, your shoes, they go out, they travel far and wide. The problem is that our boots are also meant to be cleaned, and we have to keep them clean. Otherwise, we're walking out there in the world, we're traveling near and far, we're accumulating bacteria, mold, toxins, and we're not removing them. And so again, we're trying to keep a safe haven, clean indoor environment, clean home. This is one thing that tends to be overlooked.